Welcome to Containerized Conversations, where we try to containerize our conversation. I'm Jessica Caffarelli.
And I'm Josh Warhurst. Thanks for tuning in as we dive into some of our favorite topics, one containerized thought at a time. So this is actually something I truly believe, right?
Okay.
Which is like, I think that it's important to like what you do.
Oh, God. Oh, this is the philosophy talk.
Maybe, but
Okay.
it's important to like what you do enough that you don't hate it every day.
Yeah.
But I feel like work is also what you do so that you can do the other things in your life.
Yeah.
And it's all about finding that balance. I think very few people that I've talked to have 100% love of what they do,
Yeah.
but they have aspects that they love. So like, I love working with other people. And thankfully, there's a lot of jobs that reward working with other people.
Man, that's good.
So if you can optimize for like, okay, that's the thing that I love.
Yeah.
Let's also then find something else that I can do that makes me money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like tech has been a good space for that up until this point. Like, I feel like the skills that I've had to learn are not that bad. And they've been interesting. Like, the skills have been interesting. The stuff that I've learned over the past decade has been really interesting. But I'm not doing it for the tech. I'm doing it because I like working with other people and solving problems. And this is a space that rewards that. I feel like you're more in the camp of like, I really want to love the technology.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, I just want to love what I do.
Yeah.
I think there's a book that I read, and in there it described this concept that's called the hedgehog concept.
Mm-hmm.
And the hedgehog concept basically says
Gotta go fast, right? You know, Sonic the Hedgehog, eating chili dogs.
It's the idea
rings.
that you like what you actually love what you do, you're good at it, and you get paid a lot of money to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or at least enough. And so the hedgehog concept is that picture that as like a Venn diagram. The hedgehog concept is you find the exact middle of that where you have all three.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like things just go amazing.
Yeah.
At work, you're doing amazing things. You're getting rewarded amazingly with it. And then outside of work, you just have this fulfillment, this greatness. And that's the thing, is it's fulfilling. It feels good to feel great.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always trying to chase after that middle of that Venn diagram.
What's funny is I feel like a lot of people, they don't control for the other elements. They're like, I need to maximize all three of these. I need to have the most fun in what I do.
Yeah.
I need to make the most money. And it's like, a lot of these things, there's not actually a number. People think like, oh, your job satisfaction is a number 0 to 100. We've been taught to think in like numbers like that.
Yeah.
It's a loading bar, and the closer you get to the end. But you can find satisfaction in different ways.
Yeah.
You can find satisfaction at a job for doing the physical thing that let's say you work at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
You can find job satisfaction in making the best food that you possibly can with the tools that you have.
Yeah.
And you can make your job making extracting the most money out of your customers, or your job could be how do you make your customers as happy as they can be. Like, there's so many ways to look at that thing, but a lot of people, that they have that single-mindedness, and they say, okay, my job is to make the best food that I possibly can with the tools that I have. And they're not looking at all the different ways that they could actually be making this aspect of job satisfaction the best, right? Or they can say, hey, I want to earn the most amount of money.
Yep.
But, they actually don't have many things that they spend money on. They might say, I really want $100,000 when their spending is like $30,000.
Yeah.
right, per
Yeah. Yeah.
year, and they don't
Yeah.
actually need all the extra money, and
No,
it's making
and
them unhappy, right? Like what they actually need is to cut out the things that they're spending money on that doesn't make sense to spend money on. Like maybe they don't need a car.
yeah. No, so to that point that you're bringing up, one thing that I feel like I've just learned even more so over the past few years than I've realized before is that we all go around thinking reality is this thing set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
We all think this. We think reality is what it is. The way I view reality is the way that you view reality. Like there is no way to take it besides this way. But that's not true. The way you perceive reality is what makes reality.
Mm-hmm.
But that's your reality. My reality is how I perceive it. And we can perceive things that is the same thing in two different ways.
Yeah.
And we could both be right.
Right. Right.
And so that's kind of what you're touching on is like how much money do you need to make to be happy?
Mm-hmm.
There actually isn't a line.
There isn't a number. There
There
isn't
isn't a number. There never will be enough. It's like sand in a jar full of marbles. It will find a way to get in there.
Or there is enough.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah,
find that
exactly.
actually the amount that you need is $80,000 and you don't need anything more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And by chasing a higher number, you're making your life unhappier in other ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's totally the possibility that your life, you've been growing up, you've grown up with this mental model that says, I need more and more money to be happy.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's an easy number to kind of focus on, right? We're number people, right? We've become number people. Maybe that's just because we work in tech, but I think a lot of people end up becoming number people. And you see that number in your bank account and you say, hey, I just want it to go up and up and up. It's a number that.
Yeah. Oh, and so arguably there is a number because things have prices. And arguably if we came up with a list of like, this is what you need to live, it's going to have a house in there, some sort of shelter, food. So there is a number, but the problem is that number is different based on where you live, who are you living with. So you know that the number is different for everyone too. And so it really is a perspective of how you take it and how happy you are with it. Now, that's the thing is if we accept that and we say, okay, some of this stuff is really perspective. What isn't perspective is what you're good at. And that's the thing is we all have different things we're good at.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, we can learn new things to become better at certain things that we're not good at, blah, blah, blah. But at least at this moment, you are good at something. And whatever that generalized something is, that's what your job should be. Right?
Yeah. If you can, I think people are too like specific about it though, right? Like let me tell you something I'm bad at. Basketball. I'm terrible at basketball. I cannot dribble.
Well,
for the life of me.
Let's zoom it out more. Sports in general.
I've had horrible hand-eye coordination, but like I can play Ultimate, right? I'm not that good at it.
So you're not good at it.
I'm not.
So don't become a professional sports player. So we figured out what you shouldn't become.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
See, this is easy. We
professional sports is.
We could weld this down.
Professional sports is definitely out for me, right? But you know, when people are focusing on the things that they're good at, right? Just kind of like when they're focusing on the things that they're bad at, they have these like really specific areas, right? They're like, oh, in school, I was really good at math. So maybe things that are related to math are things that I'm good at, right? So maybe accounting or maybe, you know, data analytics, right? Maybe that's stuff that I would be good at.
Yeah.
And the truth is, like, the skills that they're really good at is not
Yeah.
math. It's that hyper-focused problem solving
Yeah.
where there's an answer. And they
Yeah.
might find that being a lawyer is actually something that brings them joy.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know, being somebody who works with a lot of people might actually be a good skill if they're having to memorize like tons and tons of pieces of information.
That's it right there. You're nailing it. And me, I am the real life House. And
House
so,
MD, you have a drug problem and a limp.
Well, no. But House, the character of House, I was so related to him because he wanted to find the problem no one else could solve, and he had to solve it. And then when he did solve it, it was just a rush of endorphins. That's me. And in tech, I found it in the very complex, cutting edge tech. When I work on this complex, cutting edge tech, I get to solve those problems that not a lot of people have solved yet, because that's me, generalize. So sure, I could become a surgeon, a diagnostic. Well, I think he was like a diagnostic doctor. I could become one of those. I would get the same thrill. I could become a PI, an investigator. I could get the same thrill from that for sure. So
I
there
can
are
totally
things.
see you as a private investigator. Like,
thank you. I mean, I would
Jesse
love to wear like a trench coat and a hat. Like, she came in on a rainy Wednesday night. This town is miserable, and we're adding to the misery.
You know,
Smoke
honestly,
bellowing out of my mouth. She tells me the cat's missing.
Next time I look for a private investigator, I'm just gonna call you up.
But no, and then so same thing to your point though, because this is the interesting thing. In tech, people who are good at tech are the people who only do tech like 10% of the time. It's like 40% building relationships, 30% convincing people to do the right thing, and 10% actually doing it, at least for some positions in tech. I argue you did find a job where you have something you're both passionate about and you're good at it. You're passionate about talking to people and you're good at it. You're good at bringing people together. You're good at, doing the bagel clubs and bringing the people together, right?
The company culture,
running the things. But, because that's also a really important facet of a technical company. And so to your point, you don't have to be like super specific about it. You just have to like think about it in those terms. Think about it as like, are you the type of person that's a thrill seeker? Are you the type of person who's trying to solve the hardest problem that no one else can solve? Are you just trying to make ends meet and just getting by and keeping your head down otherwise? But, you have to find that. You have to find your passion. You have to find what you're good at. And it has to be enough money that you can afford that you're comfortable.
Yeah.
And then that, obviously that's different. Now, if you're like me and you're always chasing the highest amount of money, you got to eventually realize you're never going to make enough money.
Right.
You have to be happy with what you have now. So you have to take that a step back and realize that. But, maybe not. Maybe you could always push harder and harder and make more and more money.
Yep. I'm sure every billionaire out there is perfectly happy and they have nothing else they want in their life.
And so I think we actually agree. I think that's what I'm coming to, is that we actually do agree. It's just our viewpoints were a little bit different. And I think now we're kind of aligned a little bit.
We had different places we were coming from. You know, I think end of the day, right? I think like I didn't think that tech was an option earlier on in my life, because a lot of the things that were the big tech things, I was like, that's dumb. That's stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And not realizing that like the stuff that I was good at was stuff that tech needed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people think that very empathetic people become doctors and teachers and things like that deal with a lot of people. I
argue that's like the worst job to take on.
Exactly. A lot of people that are very empathetic people turn out to be horrible doctors and horrible teachers because you need that level of separation, right?
Yeah.
I think my big thing is that there's a lot of people out there that would thrive in tech that don't think of tech as their space because they're focusing on the technology aspect and not everything else, right?
Yeah, and there's so many other job titles that I feel like aren't really necessarily famous. Is that the right word for it? I don't know.
Like, well-known.
Yeah, well-known. Like release manager.
Sure.
That's a job title. You don't really need to be that technical. Technically, you actually need to be more social and be okay with talking to people. Yeah. So, and that's the hard part. How do you find jobs like that are so hidden? Because everyone knows, AI data scientist or DevOps engineer. Maybe that's what we should do. We should highlight the uncommon titles, job titles in our everyday tech life. Maybe that's what we should start doing.
We should do a podcast, which is like 100 job titles you've never heard of.
Yeah, Josh, we should start a podcast. I don't know why we haven't yet.
Great idea, Jesse. Yeah, I like this idea.
Maybe we should. No, I think that's what we're gonna do. From now on, we're gonna do an episode randomly, and it's just gonna highlight a random job that's not necessarily tech within a tech company. I think that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Yeah. Opening people's eyes,
Yeah. All right, you've convinced me, Josh.
Sounds good. Well,
and if we can get listeners to jump into tech just like you did, even though you didn't like it, I mean, I think the tech industry is one better with you in it. So maybe we can get another couple people like you.
I don't know if I agree. I guess maybe, and I also think that's where a lot of tech people thrive is when they find places outside of tech. Right?
Yeah,
because people
brewing.
aren't looking at that. Well, yeah. Right. I mean, we talked about
HVAC.
How it's incredible that people don't automate certain things, right? Because they're not tech people, right?
Yeah. I had my buddy is an HVAC technician, and me and him go off all the time about, man, someone like me could really kill it in his industry. There's just so many things that we could introduce, and it would make troubleshooting HVAC issues so much easier.
But people don't think that they belong in that industry. They say, I don't have those skills, right? And then they do it, and they're like, oh, I guess I do.
maybe that's
at the end of the
maybe
day.
That's in a year or two when we start getting bored with this. That can be our new podcast series. We'll do DevOps. We'll do a job that's not traditional DevOps and make it DevOps.
Bring DevOps to everything.
Like a Dirty Jobs type style, but instead it's like bringing DevOps
Mike
to a
Rose
DevOps
jobs. Yeah,
that might be interesting too.
Hey,
all right. So today we're a janitor. How do we make this more efficient?
Well, ordering supplies, we can automate that.
Yeah, just imagine we had NFC tags on all of our supplies in the closet. So then when we take it off and it's empty for more than a couple hours, it automatically orders a new one.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying.
There's a world out there of opportunity.
Yeah, just there for us to take. And that was our containerized conversation. I'm Jesse Caffarelli.
I'm Josh Warhurst. Have a great night.